Hey guys, this is a review by Norm. I'm playing this whole um, Timberborn, Timberboon. Let me double check. Um, Timberborn. So it's a early access game on Steam. My friend bought it for me, and I'm hating him for it right now because I'm actually like pretty addicted to just like the sport of this game. It's just basically like SimCity, but you're a beaver, so you have to develop civilization that's built on um, basic necessities, water, lumber, and food, obviously. And then it goes a little bit more high tech, where storage, get potatoes, so you can do baked potatoes, and then there's bakery for breads and stuff like that. Um, Also temple, so I have that here for spirituality. A thing I just did is I actually slowed down their working added. Like I was actually making them work 21-hour days. Um, with they weren't like pissed per se, but once I turned it down to 4 hours, I went from here the population well-being went from basically I was sitting at 4 or 5 likability, and it shot up to 8, and that's how I got to unlock Iron Teeth. So taking care of them is actually like in your favor if you want to get to the steel site. You'll see here with these little lines that are on the road, it's connected mainly because of the District 1. um, and what that means is you can create multiple districts, because as you can see here on my map, I picked the largest one, is that there's large and considerable amount of land coverage. Um, the thing I do suggest first is figuring out how to build a dam. That makes it to where, because in this game they do survivability. So right now I'm on a what was it called? Well, I was 8 days out drought, so I have 8 days of no water coming in. So I built these dams. And the cool part about dams, so there's dams, levees, floodgates, double floodgates, meaning they're 2 stacked high, 3 stacked high. Um, a dam just stops the water for you without even thinking about it. So it's really inexpensive, and it's fast to do on this game. That's what this one is. That's what this is, and that's what this one is back here. And if there's no water around your land, it actually will dry out your crops and your trees. So it's within your favor to do that. So I see a lot of people not doing that, and I'm kind of like, why? One thing I'm trying on this is I'm actually trying to get all my properties off of the actual, I call it high value market, meaning for like my trees and my crops, and I'm trying to put all my buildings on these little platforms. As you can see here, here's my power distribution. Sadly, it has to be like connected heavily. Um, that being said, I wonder if they can get these berries. Um, I'll see what happens here. So I don't know if these actually stop. Creating these platforms stops my beavers from getting to that. If so, now you know. But if you create platforms, it creates a walkway for them to go through. Such as like what happened here. They cut down their trees because I created this platform, so they can just go right under it. Because I am going to start branching out into this sector, because I want to, because it has this nice little watering hole, so I can expand that out and create a second district. But yeah, so power generators, huge learning curve. I'm 20 hours in on this game, and I'm finally made it to cycle 8. It was usually I only made it to like 2 or 3, because it's just this isn't. I would say this game's a lot more in depth than most simulators for survivability games. Like you have to play heavy on the crops, because they take days. So as you can see here, 4 days to grow, 6, 10, trees as well. You know, berries take 12 days to grow. Birch, it's 9. Pines, 12. Maples, 24 days. Um, uh, where there's risk, there is reward, obviously. So you go 9 here, 9 days for birch. You only get 1 log. Where if you can hold out by multiply that by 3, you know, survive, well, not 3, 27. So if you survive to 24 days without needing trees, you get 8 logs. So that's what I'm doing as far as other areas on the map that I'm doing. So I got birch right here. I'm going to cut those down with my beavers, and what I'm going to switch to is this spot right here is going to strictly be for maple. And then that way it will grow. Ooh, that is way too much of that. What do I have growing there? Potatoes. There we go. Need to put those back. And so you also need to be careful with how you plant stuff, because, yep, see what I'm saying? And that goes, how far does that go? So it goes one more line. There we go. And now I can switch back over to maple. So forestry, maple, maple. And I'm just OCD. I gotta make sure it goes all. I go all the way into my lines. As I tell people, if you want something, you better go get it. And with that being said, yeah, that's pretty much cat in the hat. That's just the way it is. Let me create a path here. And before your trees and stuff get planted down, make paths. So like I'm gonna try to go that direction. So I'm gonna make a path to where it's already planted, because if trees are actually blocking this, you have to tear them out, and then you can be able to do a platform. You can't just shoot it out of the way and just be good to go. So that being said, I mean, I rate this game pretty high. I know a lot of people ain't gonna like it because of just how the learning curve is pretty severe. I mean, if you're not into like kind of engineering, like actual like city simulation building, kind of like critical thinking is like kind of bad to say, but it's real though for this game. So that being said, you know, I give it a pretty good rating. You know, it's an alpha, so I don't know if it's early game alpha or beta specifically, but I give this game 8 out of 10. You know, it captures a lot of my attention. More than most games. I play a lot of other games, and I have to say, for a game that's out and about, I'm pretty excited about where this goes. So that being said, reviews by Norm, Timberborn. Let me get that back up so you can see it. Timberborn. It is early access pricing, $24.99 for the game. Or you get the soundtrack. I didn't get that. I like my own style of music, so that's another that. Oh, and if you go out of the game, it actually continues playing. So, 1 through what is it? The squiggly line on your keyboard. It will squiggly 1, 2, 3 will speed up the game, pause the game, or turbo the game. Enjoy.